save your sorries for the last goodbye. Let's give our roses while we're here. In those moments where you're most afraid, so paralyzed by your fears. But what if the sun didn't split the night sky? And what if the moon didn't call the tide? Ooh, 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 ooh. Don't save your sorries for the last goodbye. Let's give our love while we're here. All the gifts that we hold so tightly, so paralyzed by our fears. But what if the flowers had no courage to bloom? And what if the wind second guessed its tune? The sun didn't split the night sky. What if the moon didn't call the tide? What if the flowers had no courage to bloom? What if the wind second guessed its tune?
Well, I love this story and everything about it. Her name is Meagan McNeal. She's from the south side of Chicago. There's video of her performing on the Green Line, and it took off. She's also been on The Voice, and she's part of our Chicago music series. Meagan, how are you?
I'm wonderful, Ryan. Thank you for having me. How are you?
We are doing fantastic. We're looking forward to your new song. Before we talk about that, let's talk about your story a little bit, how you grew up and how your grandmother drove a bus and inspired you.
Okay. Well, I grew up on the south side of Chicago. My great-grandmother, we called her Big Kahuna. She drove CTA buses, and I would ride around the city with her, and we would stop at McDonald's and just do all kinds of things. But I loved her so much. And my family just grew up listening to music. My grandmother sang, my mom sings a bit. And so, you know, just a classic South Side story.
Yeah, and then what made you do the performance on the Green Line? And did you have any idea it was going to take off?
No, I had no idea that was going to take off. A good friend of mine, Avery R. Young, asked me to perform for his series called Soul L, in collaboration with the Floating Museum. And of course, I just showed up when Avery asked me to, and we were just hanging out, singing some songs. And before you knew it, people were calling saying, hey, your video is going viral. But I had no idea that that would happen.
Well, Meagan, we've also seen you on national TV on The Voice, and Chicago's own J. Hud was the one that turned her chair.
Yes, absolutely. That was such a wonderful opportunity, a really amazing experience. I'm so glad J. Hud turned her chair for me. She was wonderful, and we still keep in touch, so I'm so thankful for that opportunity.
Oh, it'd be amazing if the two of you could ever collaborate.
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Let's send out the good energy, Ryan.
We're putting it into the world.
Yes.
Yeah, so tell me about your new exciting song that you have coming out, because I heard it already. It sounds fantastic.
Thank you so much. So Roses was actually released February 14th at the beginning of this year. But unfortunately, because of COVID and everything, with the quarantine and lockdown, I'm just now finally getting to share it with more people. So I'm so excited about it. I'm excited to share it with my 3 Arts family. And so, yeah, we're just looking forward to it.
Yeah, I see someone nodding in the back. Who is that?
Oh, this is the maestro, Dr. Tony Kazo, who will be accompanying me today for the performance, but also is playing on Roses in the studio recording.
Yeah, and you also just received a grant, and you're going to have a virtual concert.
I am, yes. So 3 Arts so graciously awarded 10 Chicago artists with a $25,000 unrestricted, no strings attached grant. And 3 Arts also really supports women of color artists, artists of color, women artists, and disabled artists. So I'm just so thankful and so honored to be in the number with these really amazing musicians and artists and human beings.
And what will you do with the money?
I'm going to save it, Ryan, of course.
All right, you're going to save it.
Little ones, college to pay for.
Very, very smart.